that guy never sees correct English. I be there. The guy is kind of.
Have you been thinking about getting into Forex trading? Forex trading opens up a world of opportunity for those who know how to do it properly. You can experience financial freedom and reap tremendous rewards for your trading skills. Unfortunately, many programs make big promises and throw students into the trading market without the proper knowledge and expertise to succeed. Fortunately, there is a solution. Great White FX Academy is the best place to start your Forex trading journey with the tools, resources, and education necessary to help you thrive in the market. Great White FX is an online Forex training platform that provides technical training that will help you succeed. It is of the utmost importance to have a proper qualitative education to participate in Forex trading, and that is exactly what Great White FX focuses on. You can reach us on Facebook at Great White FX and Forex Educational Academy, on Instagram at Great White FX, on Twitter at Great White FX, or call us at 234-803-930-61888.
Good evening, all. Good evening. You all are welcome. Everybody is on mute because some people I noticed have some background noise and they didn't turn it down. So everybody is on mute. If you have any question, you could just type your question into the chat box. So good evening, all. You're welcome to this week's market review with Great White FX for the 13th to 17th of July 2020. So now we're taking too much of your time. Let's get down to business. So as always, we're going to start with the fundamental news release for the week. So I'm going to pull this up. Here. So Monday we have the Bank of Canada, the Bank of England. Their head is going to be speaking as the chairman of the bank is going to be speaking on Monday. Tuesday, medium impact news. Wednesday, we have the Bank of Japan outlook report and monetary policy statement. It's always tentative. I've never seen it with any time, but you just have to pay attention. Then by 3 p.m. West African time, you have a monetary policy report for Canadian dollar. This is high impact news for anything card based. That's like USD card, Euro card, Gbp card, all the other card currency pairs. It's high impact news, and that's by 3 p.m. West African time. Then 11:45 on Wednesday, we have New Zealand CPI. It's also high impact. Then Thursday by 2:30 a.m. is high impact news for anything Aussie, that's the Aussie dollar. As if you're trading Euro GBP. No, if you're trading Euro AUD, GBP AUD, AUD NZD, and Aussie Yen. It's important to pay attention to this. Then we also have on Thursday monetary policy statement for the euro. This high impact news, 12:45 p.m. West African time. Then on the same Thursday at 1:30, we have the press conference. That's also another high impact news. Then Friday, apart from Bank of England governor speaking, there's just so Monday sailing into Wednesday is almost calm. Then from Thursday, it's high impact, serious high impact. So that out of the way, let's get down to business. As always, we're always going to start with the dollar index. So looking at the dollar index, starting off from the weekly. The There's something I noticed about the dollar index. So let me just draw your views to it. It seems in a downtrend, but it has taken out this low here. And the last time it took out a low like this, it ran up to take out the previous high. So now it has taken out this second low. And if you notice, when it took out this low, it did not close below it. It is still bearish, but we might be looking at a false break to the downside as below this low. So, and what does that entail? If you look at the dollar index on the daily view, you notice for the first time in a long time, Friday's candle closed a higher high on the daily. If you look at it, closed for the first time. If you look at it, it has been lower highs all through, lower highs all through. But on Friday, it closed with a higher high. So looking at this setup now, we might be seeing a bit of correction on the dollar index. You all understand what we have here? So as long as this level holds, there's a possibility we might see a move higher on the dollar index. Because it has taken out this loop. If you look at it, let me explain it, let me show it to you guys. This prior loop, when it took it out here, it took out the previous high. Then when it took out this previous high, it dropped, it has taken out this loop. So now the question is, will it repeat the same thing here? We already have a false break to the downside, which means that there will be reluctance of dollar weakness coming into this week. There will be a reluctance on further dollar weakness. So we just have to bear that in mind. Although it's still looking bearish, but we already have a false break, which is a bullish sign. So looking at that, you go into your dollar setup. When you go into your dollar setup, I'm using the 4-hour time frame. So you'll be waiting for price to come back into this level. This will give you a better long opportunity. If it comes into this level and fails to close back below, then if it starts to rally, the first resistance level is going, not resistance as in it's going to stop it, but the first target for an up move will be 96.75, followed by 96.87. Then you have this high 96.97. So looking at the dollar index, there's a possibility, as you can already see, it didn't actually get down to this level. So there's a possibility it may try to come down, then move back up. As long as this prior week low at 96.24 is still standing. And as you guys can already see, there is a rally, there's a base in here already. There's a base in here. It has not been fully tested by price, although it has been tested. There's a possibility they might come down the second time before moving high. So there's already a false break on the dollar index. If you look at it, last time it did this here, it went higher and it went lower than this. So we might see a little bit of bounce before down move continuation. That's it for dollar index. We might see a bit of correction. Doesn't mean that the trend has changed, but we might see a bit of correction to the upside of the dollar index. So noting that, the next pair we're going to look at is gold. So looking at gold, if you look at gold on the weekly, gold is still bullish to the upside. It's still slightly bullish to the upside, but it took out, there was a high here. Let me break it down. Still bullish to the upside. There's a high here, 1803.23. 1803.23. Price broke it. But when price broke it, if you look down at the daily time frame, let's go down, or even if you look at the weekly, price didn't stay back above it. Price closed back below it. Doesn't mean that this is a false break, but it might just be, you might see a little bit of a correction and the move higher. So that's it for gold. Gold is still slightly bullish, but looking at it on the daily time frame, two lower highs. That means that we might see a little bit of a correction. If these highs still remain, if it can make a higher high above Friday's high, then price is going to move lower. So how are you going to trade that? You go down to your normal chart. I'm using the 4 hour. The 4 hour has all my higher time frame levels, as you can see. So we have structure here. We have structure here. Already price is already testing this area, as you can see. So if you would ask me, I would say you watch for gold at 1805.28. That's this level here. You watch for gold here, 1805.28, and this level. If it gets rejected from either of these levels, then you might see a move lower to test this previous month's high at 1786 gold. That will be the first target. Then you have this area here. So that's it for gold. Gold is still slightly bullish, still bullish, but it might be in for the correction. As you can see, lower highs and lower lows already. So we might see a little bit of correction before they move back upwards. So that's it for gold. So if you're looking to buy gold, I will advise you wait for it somewhere down here at the previous month's high, because it has broken above. If you notice, it broke above the high but never came back to retest it. So this might be a drop. If this level holds, then you might see another high on gold. So that's it for gold. The next pair we're going to be looking at is the Euro USD. So looking at the Euro USD, if you look at the Euro USD on the monthly, it's still looking bullish on the monthly. If you look at it, it's still looking. The last month's candle closed bullish, but still within this big range. You can see this big range candle. As you have 1, 2, 3, still within to classify as a range candle. So the next pair we're going to look at now is the weekly. If we look at the weekly, there are a series of highs here. If you notice, you have this high, you have this high, and you have a little high here. There's a little high here. That's at 1.1353. You see, price poked above it, but did not maintain that move above. It didn't maintain that move above. If you now drop down to the daily, you will see, I explained this on Saturday in the class. You see, it didn't. So we might be looking at the false break above this high on the daily time frame. So now the question is, will it move higher, like if you see on Friday, or it closed with a lower low, a lower high, a lower high and a lower low? So how are you going to trade this? Well, just a simple question of wait and see. If you're trying to go long, that's if you're looking to buy the Euro USD, I will advise you wait to see what happens at last week's low. Here, that's at 1.1243. This low here, that will be a better place. As you can see, you have structure here. That will be a better place because there's resistance structure here. So price may try to come back. It has two options at this area. Two things that you may need to look out for. So let me just draw it. Price may come in here and drop. Price may do this and drop. Or price may do something like this and go higher. But given what we already know on the dollar index, I doubt that there is a greater chance because there's already a false break to the downside. And you already have a false break to the upside of this pair. So it's just to wait and see. The best place to go long is to go short to be at this structure. As a price comes in and gives you a price action to the downside, you can take a short position. Your first target will be the previous week's low, as below all these lows. Then you have down here. But because if you look at the Euro USD on the daily time frame, it's like in a consolidation. There's a high, there's a lowest low, and there's a highest high. If you pick your fib from this point to this point, you see it rejected straight from the 79 on Friday. So that aside, the next pair we're going to look at is Gbp USD. Looking at Gbp USD, from the monthly view, it's not very convincing. It has a long upper view. Although it took out these two highs, these prior month's highs, but it didn't drop that much. So we're going to look at it from the weekly. Looking at the weekly, this is a bullish close. This is a bullish close. So how are you going to play this out? In my view, the Gbpusd might be trying to hit this level. If you ask me, it might be gunning for this level because you already have structure down here. So what you'll be doing on the Gbpusd is just to look to buy dips. And how are you going to do that? Let's go down to the chart, a 4-hour chart. The first level of support comes in at this area here. That's at 1.2598. That's this area. First level of support is coming in at that area. Then the second level, this is weekly 50. That's 50% of the entire week's range. That is coming in at 1.2566. That's at this level here. Then the next level of support is coming down. As long as 1.2508 is not taken out on the Gbpusd, there's a tendency it may go for this high, 1.2667. So that's just what you need to watch out for on this pair. It's looking bearish, but looking at it from the weekly view, if you look at it from the weekly view, it has a bullish close on the weekly view. So it might just pull back to move higher. The next pair we're going to look at is the Eurgbp. So looking at the Eurgbp, slight bullish but indecision candle on the monthly. Looking at it from the weekly, two bearish candles to the downside. Bearish candles to the downside on the Gbpusd and Euro British pound, Euro British pound. So we have structure here. We have structure to this point. So and price already deep within that structure. So how does this play out on the daily time frame? As you can see, on Friday it closed with a long lower week. You can see this area is the first structure and this area is the second structure. So how are you going to trade that? You go down to your 4-hour time frame. If you use your 4-hour time frame, if you look down, this structure here is still holding strong. The low has not been taken out. So this pair is still bearish. This pair is still bearish. So what you might be waiting for is a pullback to the upside. If you wish to go short on this pair, you might either be targeting this structure level here. This is a better place to go short, or maybe somewhere further up this area first. So for now, it's at support structure. You don't want to be selling at this level here. You need to wait for it to move higher. If it gets rejected, then you take a short position. So, or the best thing you can do is on your weekly time frame. As you can see, it pulled back deeply into last week's candle. So that's just one thing with this pair. And remember, there's going to be news on Thursday. So on this pair, what you do is on your weekly time, only on the weekly candle, you pick your fib, map it out, and wait for pullback towards the 50% of the range or the 62 area. As you're looking to take a short position. But for down here, you might see a correction to the upside. So that's it for the Eurgbp. So the Eurgbp is still bearish, but we might see a little bit of correction before a downward continuation on this pair. So the next pair we're going to look at is Gbpchf. So let's go down to the Gbpchf. Looking at the Gbpchf from the weekly point of view, they have two bullish candles. And if you notice, there's something on this Gbpusd which might still be playing out. This is weekly. You have structure here. As you can see, this structure was tested here. Structure was tested at this area. Sorry. was tested at 1.1685. As you can see, price moved up. And if you notice, there's a low here. Price went below it and closed back below it. Closed back above it, sorry. Closing back above it. You see the retest of that structure last week. So, what it points to the fact is that this pair is still bullish. You might see a little bit of correction, but eventually it's still to the upside because there's already a trap move to the downside. So, it might be targeting the next highs at this area as the case may be. As for the GBP CHF, so how are you going to play that on the daily? Look at your daily time frame. This is your first support structure here. Let me go to the GBP CHF chart. Pull up my 4-hour time frame. Already we have weeks rejection to the top side, so you might see a little bit of pullback. The first support is going to be Friday's low. The next support is going to be this structure here, and it is within this larger structure. So you'll be looking for any of these structures to the downside to hold for an upward continuation. As you can see, the structure here, that's where price ran into. So this pair is still to the upside. So you'll be looking for any dip. You'll be looking for dips to buy into to continue your move to the upside. As it for GBP/CHF. Because if you look at it from the weekly, it's still clearly bullish on the weekly. Still very, very bullish on the weekly. So the next pair we're going to look at is the AUD/USD. So looking at the AUD/USD. Sorry, AUD/USD. Looking at the AUD/USD. AUD/USD has been in a range. But there is something I've been saying, there's reluctancy of it to move lower. As you can see, price last month's high took out this high here. But price didn't drop that much. Price didn't drop that much. If you look at it on the, let me note that high here. Let me note that high here. You can easily see it. This is a high here. That high comes in at 0.7032. So if you look at price, this was when price hits that high. It didn't make much move. But now it's almost like you had equal highs here. Equal highs here. You see price took it and pulled back. So for this pair, I'll just advise caution. There's not much of something tradable on this pair for now. I'll just advise caution on this pair. I'll advise caution on this pair. Although it's within structure, but that's so much weeks to the downside and to the upside. This is a range high, and this is a range low. This is a range high here, and this is a range low. So two options. You can either wait for price to see if it will come up to this level. If it comes up to this level, that's at 70.32 to 70.64. If it comes here and fails to move higher, then you have a clear move to the downside. That's just it for this pair. It's not so neat. But these highs that it took out and refused to close back above might give a little bit of move back to the downside. Because as you remember, the dollar index already has a pulse break to the downside. So let's see if it will play out on this pair to push it a little bit more. So the last pair we'll be looking at is New Zealand USD. Anybody with any pair you would want me to look at before we end for today? No, Euro AUD, sorry. Next pair I'm going to be looking at is Euro AUD. So looking at Euro AUD, the same thing too, it has been in a range. Because the AUD USD, the Aussie dollar, is still in a tight range. It's also playing out on this pair. As you can see, we have this big bearish candle here, has been acting as a range candle. Its low is at 60.34, 1.6034, and the high is at 1.6707. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So one candle, 5 days within the range. Within the range. So the person asking for GBP USD. When I post the link on YouTube, you can watch it again. You watch it again. When I post the link on YouTube, you can watch GBP USD. That's the British Pound USD. So looking at this pair, looking at this pair, there's this structure here that is holding, and there is this low here that is holding. So at this low, you're going to have an accumulation of liquidity. So I'm of the opinion, if they are to move up, they need to pick something to move up. Either this low, they need to pick it to move up. But if you switch to your line chart, you can see there's this low here that is holding. As this pair just has me a little bit confused for now, I'll just advise caution trading this way. Except you're an intraday trader, then you can look to. You can see it is not closing below 62. That's a psychological level to start with. So this level is holding. So let's see what happens. It's still stuck within a range, but it's at the lower bottom of the range. So there's a possibility it might move to the upside. Looking at it from the weekly view, or if you go down to the daily view, to look at it, it's not impressive at all. As you can see. Anytime you look at a pair with wicks to both sides, just leave that pair alone. It's not worth the effort. It's just not worth the effort. Wicks on both sides, it's not worth the effort. You just get whipsawed right, left, center. So somebody said GBP AUD. So let me briefly look at GBP AUD. So looking at GBP AUD. Let's look at GBP AUD. From the monthly view, if you look at GBP AUD, last month's candle closed as bearish. You can see. But where did it close into? The structure here. And this ladder structure here. So you might see a little bit of pullback on the upside. So how do you take this out? And if you look at this pair on the weekly, look at it on the weekly, this is a morning star formation. This is a morning star formation on the weekly. If you look to your left, there's structure here, there's structure here. You will see price is just coming back into this level, went back below it, and closing back up. So if you ask me, the GBP, the British Pound Aussie dollar, classically, those of you who have thought, can you guys look at this chart now and tell me what you see on this chart? Can somebody just look at this chart and tell me what you see on this chart? Somebody is asking me if I don't touch USD Mexican dollar. I do not touch that pair. The W formation. Switch to your line chart and you see it. W formation. That on its own tells you that this pair is going to move to the upside, but it's going to pull back a bit before moving back. So that's just it for this pair. It's going to pull back a bit before moving back up. So your best bet is if you go to your weekly and you go to your weekly. If he takes out the weekly high on Monday and stays above it, then it's going to move higher. I don't trade this pair, but let me just quickly do the analysis for you. Here's from the weekly chart. Weekly high, weekly low. If it moves, if it takes out the weekly high at 82.02, if it runs and takes it out, then it might move a little bit to the upside, but there's structure here. So you'll be a little bit cautious. So what I would advise is you use your feet and wait for pullback. And if you go down to your lower time frame, let's go down to 4 hour. Go down to our 4 hour using the feet. Sorry about this. You go down to your 4 hour using the feet. You have your first structure here, second structure here. I would prefer if price can come down to the 50% of the entire last week's range. And that is coming at 1.8042 here. If price comes down to this 50%, or worst case comes down to the 62 and then it's going to be higher. So that's just it. On the AUD, British Pound Aussie dollar, what you'll be waiting for is a correction and a move higher. Because if you look at it on the weekly, you already have a bearish formation. Can anybody tell what this candle formation is? Can anybody tell what this candle formation is? Yes, it's a morning star. And why does it qualify as a morning star? Let me explain. You look at this weekly low. Remember, when the weekly time frame is a weekly low, price broke it, closed back above it. Came back the second time, closed back above it. So this is a confirmation. You already have a swing low at 1.7869, right? 1.7869. So if this area holds, price is going to go back up to the upside. So that is it for today. So the best thing on this space, it is bullish. You just need to wait for pullback and then join the move to the upside. So I thank you all for taking your time to attend. The videos will be posted on our YouTube page. This is our YouTube page. Plan your trade, trade your plan. And I would also post the video on the Instagram page. That's the Instagram page at Great White FX. So you can either go there and watch any of the videos, whichever you prefer. This is my number. If you wish to chat me on WhatsApp, this is my number. This is my Telegram handle. And if you like the video on YouTube, subscribe and click the like button, and it will be further motivation to keep doing this every weekend against the week. So thank you all for coming. I wish you all a blessed night's sleep and a beautiful and blessed trading week ahead. Thank you all. Good night all.